Hey, this is Steve Thiel with BC Gurus, and this is part 5 of search engine optimization. And in this video, we're going to take a look at the other factors that are important to your client's SEO efforts. So let's first take a look at the Google ranking algorithm. 24% is trust and authority of the host domain, 23 is link popularity, 20% is anchor text on external links to the page. 15% is on-page keyword usage. 7% is registration and domain hosting data. 6% is traffic and CTR data. 5% social metrics. So what the hell does this all mean? Well, first, let's look at on-page keyword usage. It's only 15%. Now, that's kind of the crux of the matter, isn't it? We just spent, 2 videos looking at on-page optimization and how to do that within Business Catalyst, but it's only 15% of the algorithm. That's why SEO is so difficult, because there's all these other factors that come into play, and you really have to be a dedicated SEO expert to fully understand how to execute a campaign around SEO. Now, you've done the hard work. You've worked with the client, you've done the keyword research, which is vitally important. You have to nail that, otherwise all your efforts with SEO are worthless. And we've done on-page optimization, and we've got that. So we're 15% of the way there. But, we've got probably 80% of the other algorithm that we haven't even addressed. So let's take a look at determining the authority of a domain. So we need to look at the domain age. So how long has the domain name been registered? And if we click back, that ties into trust and authority of the host domain and registration and hosting data. Other hosting data is the IP address that the website is hosted on, is that trusted, with Business Catalyst? I've never run into an issue of that being a problem before. Internal linking. We've got that down to where, in the on-page optimization, we're making sure that Google can see all of the pages and that there's plenty of navigation within the website, breadcrumb navigation, primary, secondary, inside navigation, all those things. Pages indexed, with on-page optimization, you took care of that by registering the sitemap XML file with Webmaster Tools and blocking content through the robots file. Aggregated score of the page, and inbound links, natural linking balance. Now, those tie in to these more important ones like link popularity and anchored text. That's 45% roughly is your link building efforts. So links that are pointing to your client's website. The way that Google ranks things predominantly is popularity of the page, and the way that they do that is through links pointing to the website. If you've got a link pointing to a page, that means someone else liked it enough to actually link to it so other people would go look at it. Another thing is user-generated content. That also plays into the authority of a page, because if someone is liking a page, favoriting a page, sharing a page, or even commenting on a page, that shows Google that, hey, this is actually real content and people are liking it. That plays into that 5% of the social metrics down at the bottom, and then also plays into the traffic and CTR data. Are people on the page? Are they, visiting? Are they returning? Are they interacting with the data? Do they think it's relevant? And again, that plays into the overall trust and authority of the host domain. Another one is outbound links. So are we linking out to other pages and other sites that are relevant and worthy? You don't want to be linking out to spammy sites or sites that don't have relevant content. Um, and the big thing here is content and links. And that really isn't addressed with on-page optimization. That's really just optimizing the content that is there. So if your client isn't creating content on a regular basis, they're really missing out on the whole point of SEO. Google loves to see new content being published. They like to see content that's popular and relevant through, commenting on user-generated comments, sharing through social, and then, the holy grail of people actually linking to your website from another page on an authoritative and trusted site. So building authority, there's a ton of things that go into that. Is the content relevant? Are you linking to other sites that are relevant and trusted? Are people interacting with the page and liking it? All these things play a role into the Google algorithm. If you want to learn more on the changes to Google's algorithm, I highly suggest that you visit this URL down here at SEO Moz, and they keep track of things that Google is making changes to. One of the most recent releases, over optimization of the page is being hit hard by Google. So, making sure that you're not doing over optimization on the pages. So in those previous videos, make sure that you're not overkilling it and doing it too much, because Google's really keeping an eye out for that. So make sure that the overall domain has authority, and make sure that the page itself has authority. So lastly, let's look at the other factors, and I already hinted at this: content development and link building. And you're going to need to bring in experts to help you out with this. For content development, you're going to need to bring in an SEO copywriter, and for link building, you're going to need to bring in a general SEO expert, preferably who focuses in on link building. So content development, you really need to understand what your client is all about. And we've done the research already. We know who the audiences are, we know what they want and what they need. And we need to come up with a good posting schedule, a regular posting schedule with the client, understand what type of content needs to be published, and come up with a schedule for that. And you can do that alongside an SEO copywriter. Within the content, you want to get those long tail keywords targeted. Those are going to be your low-hanging fruit, and your client is going to see immediate returns if they're producing content around those long-tail keywords, and making sure that the content and pages that are created, you're doing that on-page optimization for that one long-term keyword. And again, make sure that you're getting user-generated content on those pages. And just a little side note, as far as the level of content that you need to be creating, Google really doesn't even consider, say, a blog until it has about 60 posts within the blog. So that means if you're posting every single day, Google really isn't going to consider that blog until you've got 60 posts. So coming up with a regular schedule and content ideas with your client and scheduling that out for a couple months is vitally important, because Google wants to see lots of content coming out from your website. And then the last and most difficult is building links. All this content that you're creating for the keywords that you've researched and are targeting, you have got to be driving links to those specific pages. And you've got to be getting them from authoritative websites, and you've got to be getting them from a lot of them. Now, you can't just be driving those links to the home page. You have to be driving them to deep pages called deep links. So all this content that your SEO copywriter is creating, you need to be driving links to those pages. And your SEO expert over here will come up with ideas for doing that. And also consider local links for local rankings. There's lots of things that you can do locally versus broad in driving links. And then as well, make sure that your anchor text is diversified. Don't always just be getting links from other websites with the specific keyword. You want about a 70-30 balance of, links having anchor text and 30% not. So it would just be, say, BC Gurus, HTTP www.bcgurus.com. That would be a naked link, versus an anchor text link would be, say the keyword term was business catalyst. That would be the anchor text link. So those are the factors that we need to consider outside of on-page optimization. It really boils down to, there's 4 core things that we need to focus on. First, keyword research, then on-page optimization of the core website, and then long-term and ongoing content development and building links to that content that's continually being built. And when we do all that together and everything is humming, you're going to be hitting all of these core points that Google is looking for in the algorithm. So I hope that helps, and that is the conclusion of our SEO module for Business Catalyst.